I grew up in South Memphis, off of Walker and Lauderdale, and that is what you would call the hood. You can see this little yellow house right here. And the little lady right there on the porch, that's my mama.
Yeah, everybody around here knew my kids, because they was everywhere. But he was just a regular old boy, you know, he just always doing something. Get with his sisters and them, and they all doing stuff together. I mean, the boy was awesome. He's the only boy I had. Best son I could ever ask for.
We had all the things that we needed. We always were outside, so it was a good community for us.
My wife is Natria. I met her when she was in high school. I had just graduated. We began to date and take each other serious, and she became my best friend. I mean, to this day.
He keeps me on my toes. He's hilarious at times and aggravating most of the times. But we have a lot of fun together.
Me and Tamika, we're really close. We're really close. Tamika lives every bit of 3 minutes away from my house, and she's the reason why I became an officer. When I graduated, she asked me flat out, what do I want to do with my life and what am I going to be?
I don't know that I would say Charles became a police officer by my doing. I would say I was being a big sister, and he may have stepped into some of the shoes that I feel.
Growing up inside of South Memphis, I had no intentions on becoming an officer at all. I didn't think that was something I wanted to do. I wanted to become a fireman. And I applied for it, and she pretty much taught me the ropes of what I should and shouldn't be doing, and I fell in love with it.
I'm a bit scared of you being a police officer. I know the dangers of it. It took a lot of getting used to.
I didn't expect to be as good as I was as far as policing went, but when you actually can relate to the people in the neighborhoods that you work in, and you can actually talk to them in a different manner than I'm used to being talked to. They see me, they tell me, man, I'm glad you did the right thing, man. I'm glad somebody from the hood decided to go and become an officer. 100% they embraced me and they were in love. And likewise for me, they loved me and I loved them. That was the fun part of it. I was very selfish, I'll be honest and say that at that time, it was more so about my life and me. And I did nothing but work all day and all night. How you doing?
It did take a lot out of us, in the beginning especially.
I wasn't planning on taking too many trips or doing too much, but shortly after that incident, that's when it really opened me up to, nah, you only got one life to live. Live every day like it's your last. The call came out that there's an armed party, a male black seen walking from a location with a sawed-off shotgun towards Walgreens. The guy left his house from this street to the left we're coming up on. Proceeded to follow this guy around this parking lot right here, give him verbal commands, and we gave him verbal commands all the way around to the front of this here strip mall. There was people everywhere. We continued to attempt to give verbal commands, but they seemed to have no effect on him. He has a sawed-off shotgun in his hand, and it's pointed to the side of his head. And he says, somebody gonna die today. It don't have to go down like that. Just let me talk to you. Talk back to me, man. Put the gun down. Whatever you're dealing with, it's gonna be all right. Nah, F that. Somebody dying today. And I keep asking my partner, what's my background? What's the background? Because I can't see past them, but I know it's people. My partners are clearing out the scene, trying to get everyone out the way. And finally, she said, it's clear. And before I can take my shot, he went from the shotgun being pointed to the side of his head to actually turning and shooting. After that happened, everything went silent. I couldn't hear anything. And when I looked back up at him, he went to raise the gun to shoot again, and I fired my rifle, hit him in the arm. And this is the particular location where I was shot back in July of 2012. It's weird because I remember it seeming so much bigger than this. Because I remember sitting against this doggone orange wall over there. As they took my vest off and everything. So I'm sitting outside waiting on the ambulance to pull up, like thinking to myself, this isn't as bad as they keep making it out to be because I'm coherent. And then when I got in the back of the ambulance and they strapped me to this freaking gurney, and I'm sitting back there looking around at all the equipment inside of there, and I look at my partner's face and he crying. It bothered me because I'm thinking, man, I could really die. No. Give me 1 second.
You know, you get that call, you don't expect it. It's not something you expect to get, even though I know he puts his life on the line every day. Nothing could have prepared me for it.
Get to the hospital, and the moment they open the back of the ambulance, they roll me out, and all I see is officers everywhere.
Hopped out of the car in the middle of the street, and I just started running towards the hospital. Just being able to see him and see him smiling, it just made everything all better. I knew that he was going to be okay and that we would get through it.
It made me second guess what I was doing at the time because I didn't want to see her hurt like that. And the thought of not only her hurting like that, the rest of my family hurting like that, really made me second guess. Am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right career path? First week after the shooting, you relive that moment in your mind over and over, and you keep saying, if I would've. I noticed my sleeping habits had changed a lot. Like my wife, she did not like the way I slept because middle of the night I'm asleep and I would suddenly jump up yelling. I would have a full conversation in my sleep with nobody, but she'd be like, you talk in your sleep now. You wake up in night sweats all of a sudden. Catching 10 pellets throughout your body is one thing, but when you catch a mass of 30 pellets and you have no armor on, one pellet could easily hit my heart. What's crazy is that I had never had intention on having kids at all. But because of my shooting, I was like, nah. The next year we had our first child. Chase is a handful. He into everything. He thinks he's the fastest man in the world, the strongest man in the world. And to see so much of yourself inside of your child, it's really annoying, but it's also cool. When he was in school, they had career day. And he decided that he wanted to be a cop for the day. I was like, what made you want to be an officer? Because you're my hero. I was like, whoa, really? He follows behind my footsteps a lot. He ignores his mother all day long. Nature she gets it really bad between me and him. Nah, handful. I thought having a son would be all I needed. But when I had my daughter, that was a different type of love. When you have something that's actually like, you feel like you have to protect. I mean, the moment I walk in, when I get off work, the first thing she does is stands up, looks at me and Dada, and she runs up to me. That little girl, she lights up my life.
Without his vest, he wouldn't be here. Without his vest, our kids wouldn't be here.
I've learned to be more patient with life. Live every day like it's your last. Enjoy every bit of life that you have. Don't take anything for granted. Wear your equipment when you're supposed to wear your equipment. Just be the best person you can be out there in the streets. I mean, I love what I do. I just really love what I do, and I couldn't see myself leaving this city and going somewhere else to do something else, and it'd be like I abandoned Memphis when I could have possibly helped out. I just couldn't see myself leaving Memphis.
You know, it just shows that he's here for a reason. He's here as a hero, not only to the city of Memphis, but to his kids as well.